Hey everyone, this is Derek here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the latest version of the PUBG Mobile Chinese TIMI beta, courtesy of Medricito, who got in touch with a Chinese beta tester and was able to provide me with this footage. So one of the largest changes in this latest TIMI version is the complete redesign of training mode, or the training island. So this used to look very similar to how it did in the Lightspeed version of the game. That's the global release that we're familiar with, as well as the 0.9.5 Chinese version that recently introduced things like night mode. So, or dynamic weather they call it. So this is the all new training mode as things start to render in. And we're going to be taking a look around. So we've got the shooting portion of it has been redesigned. It still has moving targets. It's got a pretty cool catwalk there if you want to snipe off of that. And it's still an island. And the shooting range is pretty much smack in the middle of it. We also have a large collection of buildings to the north. We'll have to look at that later, as well as a driving track to the east, complete with bridges. So you'll notice that the new training mode looks to be quite a bit larger than the old version, and it's a little better laid out, honestly, in my opinion. I think it's going to be easier to get to things, and I'm curious what you guys think. So this is, like I was saying before, the TIMI version of the game, the less realistic, more Fortnite-y sort of version that has things like holograms and rock camouflage and jetpacks. So I'm curious. I'll leave a poll in the top right, so definitely vote on this. What version of PUBG Mobile do you play the most? So I know a good number of you probably play every version, and maybe we'll leave that as one of the responses. But we've got first the PUBG Mobile Global version, currently 0.7.0, which I'd imagine is the majority of you guys. We also have the Chinese version, Lightspeed, which is 0.9.5 with night mode and Sonok. Then we have the TIMI version, which is what we're looking at right now. We're taking a look actually right now at the new vehicle, the monster truck, which is quite large. So you could definitely prone under here and not get knocked out by it because it's so high off the ground. But it should allow you to traverse terrain that is rougher, that other vehicles might get stuck on or might flip over in. So definitely curious to see how well this drives off-road. You can see they're just driving around with it a little bit. They switched up the control scheme there to control scheme 2. And we'll see how it does. But yeah, this is the new monster truck, the newest vehicle added to the TIMI version. So like I was saying, we've got PUBG Mobile Global, PUBG Mobile Lightspeed Chinese version. We have a crazy bug here where you can actually run underwater. This is hopefully just for the beta. This is definitely not intentional. Then we have the TIMI version, which is this one. And then we have PUBG Mobile Lite. And I'll probably leave a last response like multiple versions if you regularly play multiple ones. Otherwise, vote on whatever version you play the most. So what it's showing you here is that when you go prone while you're moving now, you actually kind of slide forward and then go into the ground. So that's much more realistic. In the current version of PUBG Mobile, if you are moving and you go prone, you actually stop and then you just splat on the ground and then you can start moving. Whereas here you can see that they actually push forward, they kind of slide forward a little bit and then start crawling. So I like that. I think that makes sense. They're also showing that now you can, it looks like you can lock your punch. So you'll have to see exactly what that means, but it looks like you can actually control where you're throwing your punches now by using that second virtual joystick. So we'll have to see exactly what that means. And like I said, I'm not familiar with the Chinese version or the TIMI Chinese version, so at least not the beta. So if I get any of this wrong, definitely just correct me in the comments because I can't read any of this. So showing again how if you're moving and you go prone, you actually slide forward a little bit and then go prone. That could be useful actually if you're diving under cover and stuff too, behind a tree or a bush. So we'll have to see that. It looks like a positive change. They have the AUG right now. It looks like the AUG. And yeah, like I said, it looks like a second virtual joystick that you can manipulate for your right fire button. So I'm curious what that means. Like I said, for punching, maybe it controls where your punches go. And then when you're shooting, I don't know what it would do because you should just be shooting towards that middle little dot there, the white crosshair. So showing peeking, we've got some trenches here. So if you want to practice your peeking, you can now do that. So this looks like it is still part of the shooting range, but they have some pretty neat different topography here. Like I said, you have these large trenches with vehicles in them even, and that could help you with that sort of mechanic. Now we're introducing something else. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but are they showing that you can... Not really sure what they're doing right now. They're jumping. They're not stringing the jumps together. I thought that's what it was going to be, like bunny hopping. Maybe that's what they're doing. So they're showing how you can bunny hop. You will see this again in plenty of other games, including Fortnite, where everybody just bunny hops around the map. So you can see that it is now a thing here too. So let's see what else they're going to show us. Like I said, the monster truck is probably the coolest new vehicle, but it's not the only newest. The Dacia now has that looks like, I don't know, that might not be a Dacia anymore. I don't know. Whatever this is, it has a soft top. So is it a convertible? Maybe. Either way, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty quick. And yeah, here we go. We're taking it right into that wall. Lovely. So you can actually take damage in training mode. I didn't notice that before, but look at that health bar. It dropped when the vehicle collided with the wall at high speed. So are they going to show us the track? No, instead we're going up north to this collection of vehicles. So again, unfortunately, I can't get into the TIMI version, the beta. I wouldn't know how to get into it anyways. So no, it looks actually like that control stick is just changing the camera angle. So I'm not sure if that's just a different control scheme then, but yeah, it looks like as he moves that stick around, it changes where he's looking. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you can figure that out, because I'm very curious. Here is a large collection of houses. Notice the houses, like in the Lightspeed version, have glass in the windows. It's not in the beta or not in the global version right now of PUBG Mobile. The house designs, though, are very, very similar. You'll notice that two-story, that's the one that you can easily get on the roof of by climbing up the door on the second-story balcony there. So we are diving forward yet again. Going to go into the house. It looks like this is the new film setting. So the new, what do they call it? Style. So basically with this style, everything looks very cinematic. It looks darker, honestly. And, the contrast is higher. And some people are going to like this. Some people aren't. So we've got some grenade play here. The vehicle track, I don't think we're going to get to it in this test footage, unfortunately, but the vehicle track is very, very similar to the one in the current training mode. It's basically like a giant oval. I do wish we could see it, but I think we're just going to have to wait for more footage to come out, because I don't think we get to it here. So you can see that there's loot in these buildings. So if you want to practice looting buildings, and yeah, you could do that here. So it's pretty cool. They made it way more realistic. There's a med kit, just used a med kit there. A ton of gas, 5 cans of gas. So that's going to take up a lot of space, I'd imagine. So we've got another grenade. They're going to be trying some, I'd say a Molotov actually. So didn't look like one, but yep. Now she's on fire. Wow, look at how much damage that does. That's ridiculous. And she died in training mode. Wow. So I don't know if that was like a super fire grenade or something. Okay, so if you die, you respawn in the beginning of the training mode, right in the middle of the island near the shooting range again, so you can start up again. I might have missed it. That must have been some sort of special grenade or something, because the damage over time was way, way, way higher than the current Molotov. So there you have it. It's pretty neat. Like I said, not everybody's going to like the TIMI version. You can now throw multiple grenades at one time. You can see all those countdown timers running at the same time. And look at all that smoke. Man, that is going to kill low-end devices right there. So you can see just jumping around in the smoke, having fun. But yeah, there's some aspects, and that's what's so interesting. A lot of people are asking, is there going to be an English TIMI version of the game? And I don't know. In some regards, there are some aspects that I think are cool, and other ones that I think are pretty gimmicky. So I'm curious what you guys think. Definitely let me know in the comments down below that too. So my name's Derek G. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this beta gameplay from the TIMI version of PUBG Mobile, definitely give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for tons more PUBG Mobile content. My name's Derek G, and I hope to see you on the battlefield soon or in my Discord, which I'll leave a link to down below.